Well, thank you, Grant and Philippe, for the opportunity to participate today in what has been so far an absolutely excellent meeting. Now, we've heard a lot today about clinical and scientific innovation in the space, which has been fantastic. And I'd like us just to change lane for a moment and focus on some commercial innovation in skincare. Because at Alumier, we don't believe that aesthetic practices are fully rewarded for the time, the effort, the energy, and the investment that they make in building skincare retail in their practice. And oftentimes, actually, the brand that partners choose in the aesthetic space can have a diminutive effect on revenue generation, on patient retention, and even on clinical outcomes. Now, I believe that that doesn't have to be the case, and AlumierMD is a brand that is focused on innovating commercially to allow practices to be fully rewarded. And hopefully I'll explain a little bit to you today about how that's the case. But firstly, who are Alumier? So we were launched in 2016 in Canada, the UK, and Ireland. We quickly, over the course of 6 years, became the third largest professionally dispensed brand in Europe. We arrived in the USA at the end of 2021. And we did that to grow and continue to grow our professional network, which today stands at over 4,000 professional partners and grows by the day. Now, clinical and scientific innovation remains very important to us, of course, and I'm really proud to tell you all that we are representative of a full range of home care and in-office treatments that are multi-award winning, focused on using clinically validated percentages of active ingredients that drive real results for patients suffering from acne, rosacea, hyperpigmentation, and of course, skin quality concerns. But the reality for skincare today is that many practitioners invest the time, effort, energy, resources, and expertise in building a practice where they invest further in recruiting new patients. They deliver expert consultations and transfer all of their years of quality, qualification, and wisdom. They deliver professional treatment services. They make recommendations for home care products, and the patients make a purchase. Sounds easy, right? Selling skincare, no problem. But unfortunately, we know that it is reported that over 60% of second orders, the replenishment of skincare routines, happens for patients in the online space. Over 70% of third orders happens in the online space. And that space is one where patients are bombarded constantly with discounted deals. There's a lack of professional guidance in the online world. Often counterfeit goods leak into those markets. That enticement through deals means that patients often and constantly switch routines from product A to product B, and there's, of course, limited professional regulation. So the unfortunate reality is that while there's great growth in this sector and there's a huge opportunity, not all of that growth is being realized in the professional practice. Now, we don't believe that that has to be the case at Alumier. And so, although many brands have come to this market and they have been able to build reputation and credibility through professionals, there are some brands that have stuck to that. They've flown that flag well, and we just heard from Jonah with respect to Skin Better, and other brands in this market who have been, richly committed to the professional market, but not all brands have walked the walk. And AlumierMD has invested millions of dollars over many, many years to develop what I believe is the best professional skincare product that's available. And that product is our business model. So at Alumier, all of our professional partners sign a license and distribution agreement, which clearly sets out the terms of our anti-diversion framework to ensure that products remain in the channels that we want them to exist in, the professional channel. We have anti-diversion technology down to the individual unit carton level of all of our products that allows us to track Alumier goods from the production line all the way to the end consumer. And that means that during that transacting cycle, our security team are able to crawl the web to identify any individual violations of our anti-diversion framework through acquiring those products back, scanning them, and making sure that we can stamp out any misuse or mis-selling of the products that we have within our supply chain. Now, we appreciate that patients like to have an online shopping experience, so we've also built a protected e-commerce platform. And that platform allows all of our professional partners from day one to plug in and get started selling Alumier products in the digital space where consumers do like to shop. However, those patients are connected to their professional practices for life from day one through unique email identification. The purchases happen in the Alumier e-commerce environment. We take care of the pick, the pack, the ship, and the full fulfillment cycle, and we immediately cut a check for the full retail margin to each and every professional that served that patient up to the platform. So for every sale of an AlumierMD product, we have a fully protected, fully monitored, and fully tracked methodology that allows us to ensure that the practitioner earns what they're owed for introducing that patient. In fact, we just shared our $22 millionth back to professionals. $22 million that would or could otherwise have been lost to unregulated, diverted channels in the online space. We're so confident in our technology, in fact, that our promise to all of our professional partners is that if their registered patient is able to purchase their AlumierMD skincare from any unauthorized retailer online, we'll pay them the full margin that they would have made in clinic in any case. So this reality that I talked about at the beginning of my presentation is one that in many respects has been accepted as a bit of an inevitability by practitioners in the skincare space. But I genuinely believe that with AlumierMD, practitioners do have a choice. And rather than 60 or 70 or even more percentage of orders being lost into the online space, with the AlumierMD business model, there is a genuine opportunity for practitioners to ensure that 100% of repeat online sales are realized by the practice in profit at the point of sale, removing the uncertainty of discount deals, the race to the bottom in terms of price, counterfeit goods leaking into the market, protecting the sector, and growing the sector for all those that have worked hard to build it. So with that, I wish you an enjoyable afternoon, and thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.